Race in the world. You've got machines that vary from $1,000 to $6,000 and pilots that just love to set sail in the sand. Land yachting. It's an exhilarating and adrenaline-pumping sport. The place and reason, 90 Mile Beach for a 180k endurance race. I was in at the deep end again, and there were a few things I wanted to know.
In terms of sailing, how similar are they to the basic rules of sea sailing?
Very, very similar. Almost identical, except that these will go 5 times the wind speed. Downwind sailing, we use a different technique to the yachting world, but basically the same formula, off-reaching, pointing high. They point very high, probably higher than the yacht would point.
Yep.
So, but basically very, very similar.
That worries me because, I mean, most of that's sort of pretty much double Dutch to me.
You'll get the hang of it, okay?
And like you say, once someone like me comes along and tries, they end up buying one of those.
High addiction. We warn everybody, it's very high addiction. If you have a go, you get hot, okay? Very high addiction rate, and there's no known cure, okay?
The day before the race provided a chance to iron out any last-minute problems. It also gave me the opportunity to familiarise myself with my craft.
Well, this is amazing. You just absolutely flying. It's unreal. And what's even more amazing is that you get a puff of wind, right? You think you're going fast, you get a puff, and then you just take off. It's the steering that's the worst thing. You constantly feel like you're over-correcting. Exactly like that. All right, I'm turning around now. I reckon you get up around about 90, 100k in these things. Just because you're so low to the ground, you can see I'm having a few troubles. Oh, with the steering now. Oh, here we go. I don't know what the secret to that is, just hanging on and hope for the best.
I don't know if you could say I was comfortable, but at least I knew I could move in a straight line. As for the 180-kilometre race, well, tomorrow would tell. Well, we're only moments away from the start of the race, and as you can see around, there's just a few last-minute preparations going on. There's been a few modifications to my yacht since yesterday. We've worked out a few things. One here is the headrest, just to support the neck, which is going to help out because I found that my neck got quite tired yesterday. Other here is just a bit of a lumbar support, and they've given me a special wee label on my helmet which says "Beware Burner." So I think they're a little bit worried. Mind you, the only time they're ever going to see that is if I'm out in front and I turn around to have a look where the other guys are, but I don't think that'll happen. So apart from that, they've tweaked up a balance on the very front there on the front nose and put a big lead weight on, changed a few of the pulleys around, and they reckon I've got a pretty fast rig, so there should be no excuses. The race starts from Waipapakauri and heads north around the bluff up to Scott Point, where you turn around and come back, passing Waipapakauri and heading on to Ahipara, which requires some tacking and then jibing as you make your way back to Waipapakauri to the start-finish. These yachts can reach speeds up to 120k depending on the wind, and up front it was a real tight battle with the lead changing several times. Further back, I was having my own battles. Trying to get through the disturbed and less powerful air from the yacht in front is a frustrating process. You can get close, but sometimes you just can't get past. It was the same for the yachts in the lead in what was turning out to be a monumental struggle. They hit the top mark at Scott's Point in 1 hour and 1 minute. 20 minutes behind, I was at the bottom of the field. What a surprise. Well, I've got no idea how long I've been racing, but I tell you what, she's a long beach and I can't see too many yachts in front of me. I'm looking forward to getting to the end. Meanwhile, back at the finish, Bill Haywood had conquered the field and picked up a first place.
Sorry to miss, Tony. I was up your ass, Up your ass. Oh, that was different. Right, hang it out, man. 100 luck. Oh, you're wrong. Shit, mate.
And while they were analysing their race, I was still out on the beach wishing I was Jim Hickey, so I could suss out what the wind was doing. Still, my coach did seem to be impressed.
Yeah, he's doing really well. I mean, this is the first time he's ever done it, so I think he's doing exceedingly well, actually.
That, however, was before he knew I had to get out and push. A couple of times. But still, I made it to the finish in a very long 3 hours, 42:20. Only 51 minutes behind the leaders. And of course, there's always the post-race analysis. Oh, and look, and as you're cruising along, there's a couple of little humps, and on one of them on the way up there, you come over, the next thing you see out the corner of your eye is a wrecked car. Yeah. And it's just like, well, I mean, whoops, and you're just thinking, whoa, man, what am I going to do, you know? Yeah, that freaked me out a bit a couple of times. I was just like, whoa. If I had another race, I can't help thinking what I would do differently, how I'd be better and faster, and that scares me because I think that is the first sign of addiction.
Looks like a real rush.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the power of the wind is phenomenal, and being that low to the ground, the sense of speed is just awesome.
Great part of the country too. Look, that'll do it for tonight, but don't forget to join us 3 o'clock on Sunday for the boxing.
Until then, we'll see you later.
Good night.
What you do when the lights go out, yeah.